As their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. The first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He was brought down
no doubt
at the
about
26.
it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
34-yard line.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
Prescott's pass.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
A gain of 10 yards.
You see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Open man, Lamb, it's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Elliott. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Ball carrier.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love the blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
On 2nd and 9, Prescott. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive.
Incomplete.
But instead, 3rd down. That is first incompletion after a 4-for-4 start.
Yeah, but they shouldn't back off from what they're doing. I like the play calling right out of the gate. I like the tone that they're setting. Keep going in that direction.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Prescott from the gun. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Prescott sacked back at about the 43-yard line. He came off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
They'll run This is Jonathan Taylor. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Jonathan Taylor, the ball
on
carrier.
every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game. Trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go. Hey, watch it, watch it. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Dragon 60.
Now this one is running back out of the backfield. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Give him 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor, and he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
Good for a
Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll move the
First
chain.
and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Bring it, baby, bring it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Oh, he's got it in wide open, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36.
32-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He'll drop to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted. with a pick.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively, getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now the throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
Now Prescott. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
No score.
This was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. He had a little bit of the turn. Last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there and set and change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback and then new one.
Now they work this way on the field across the 35. That good for 22 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Again to Taylor. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Taylor.
Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Mike.
A first carry out for Kareem Hunt. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 38-yard line.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Solid catch there for man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Second and 15. That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up the 3rd down.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
Throw. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The screen gets 7, but it's not enough. It'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just try to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
They have to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5.
1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he gets halfway home for a 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Brought down at the 2-yard line.
Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here. This close, sneaking.
I don't think even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5. Watch the screen, watch the screen.
They'll look to run with Taylor. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Taylor,
the tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 on the play.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
Best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the 2nd quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down. Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game. Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. This is Elliott. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
Prescott's pass.
12 more yards there and another first down.
Elliott. A gain of 12. And the Cowboys first down.
This is the tight end, Njoku. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Prescott now. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To the air again, Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
And this is caught at the 8. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A very solid gain of 27. Here we go now on 1st and goal. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Taylor. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Jonathan Taylor as the first half is winding down. As his guys are first on the scoreboard here this afternoon.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That could be a difference.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off here to 29. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
At their own 33-yard line.
Final 12 seconds of the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. They're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
Pick up a 6. Brings
The
up
last run got 6.
4.
Now 2nd and 4.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Now Taylor. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And he returns this to the 22.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And he gets this up across the 35 before his out-of-bounds. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. To the 40 and no further. So the broken tackle didn't get him much.
He's tackled
there by Leighton Vander Esch.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
The quarterback set.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses.
34-yard line.
Absolutely going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. We'll call that a punt. 54 yards. Well struck. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking in.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. It tries at some point. You can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they should call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Play action here on 1st down. Open man is Ross, complete. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On play action. They'll throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
In the third quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Now this throw caught left side. And he is into the end zone for Washington touchdown. John Lewis with his 16th touchdown of the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. They'll let Taylor try and run. They're going to run for it. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
This is Washington 17. Cowboys nothing.
That is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
Just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. There's Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over it.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Prescott. Trying to lay one up deep. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off near the 44. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long, he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league run right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up.
Number 28.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective rebounding. Rebounding right here.
2 yards.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense, rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
He's trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30.
Gibson, the ball
Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on
behind
3rd.
the line of scrimmage.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
And this one is right down the middle. The lead now increases to 20-0. So good kick there to finish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
Set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They're in a bit of a bind, a pretty big bind, down 20-0 as they start here on 1st and 10. The first down run for Elliott will net him about 5 yards.
Number 21,
it's 2nd down.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They go to Elliott again. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Elliott, the ball
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. He sets to fire deep. But his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 28. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or 2 shy of midfield. Whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself
number 28, Jonathan.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
I know the speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down.
58's the money. 58's the money. Hey, take.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check the out. 58, boys, 58, Mike.
Now a shotgun snap, which they'll look to throw. And he rifles one incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time.
Intended for John Ross.
Takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
He comes back with one complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 13 yards there on a Washington first.
38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Single. Watch twist.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. And the incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise or throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back off the line as well. And sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
22 yards there, 1st down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big one.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Jonathan Taylor.
And this time they are ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11 now.
At the 16-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Washington on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down.
A gain of 6 yards. It's 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Back to throw here. And it's caught. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Washington. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Big fourth down conversion for the score and the defense. That is a tough pill to swallow.
Washington,
Big time for them. Them just deciding to go for it on fourth down. And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Cowboys take over.
We're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Mike, 45. I'm coming! I'm coming! I'm coming!
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Complete.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
First down, Cowboys.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Prescott. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Fighting to stay upright. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kimber Fuller. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Taylor,
give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Taylor.
That one good for 33 in the first. The carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Mike, 55. Right there in the middle, 55. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's get that ball. Hey, take a shot now.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. No doubt those those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
On second down now, it's Hunt, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone, and you know they could have taken a knee there. But they decided to play this one all the way out, and I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down.
That's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in the body.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line.
On the carry.
It's a pickup of 12.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A 12-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Out of the gun now on third down. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Forced to the ground and incomplete. It's fourth down.
Well, now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. So a victory here for the Washington football team. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Washington, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, it's a loss that could hurt come playoff seeding time as they fall to 11-3. And they'll try again next week at home against New England. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.